Let's discuss on authentication selector instance list, and this is 58 part 2. So let me expand this. Yeah, so it's just like, as I told, it's again a get method, because here again we are trying to get the list of authentication selector we have in PingFederate. So this is the REST API we need to use, v1's class authentication selectors, and then the same method what we used for the version, we just need to use the same main method to execute the program, define the class, get the instance of SSL context for TLS, create a URL object. We already bypassed the SSL certificate validation. Just create a URL object with the API endpoint, set the request method to get, set the required headers, then set up HTTP basic authentication, get the response code, read the response from the input stream, then just close the buffered reader, then print the response, and yeah, the error handling part. If there is any exception, print that stack trace of the exception. So it's the same code, just we are updating the API endpoint for this authentication selector instance list. Now before running this in Eclipse, let's go to PingFederate and have a look on how many selectors we have right now. So let me log into this. So let's go to authentication section and go to selectors and see how many selectors we have right now in PingFederate. Okay, so there are three what we can see. Selector 1 CIDR, that is of type CIDR authentication selector. Then we have selector 2 CSAS, that is of type connection set authentication selector. And third, we have selector 3 EPAS, that is of type extended property authentication selector. Okay, so these three selector with other information also. Like if I can open this, like let's say selector 1 CIDR, so I need to get the information like this, right? So the complete list of the selector part. So let's quickly jump to the Eclipse. I've already copied the code from there, the GitHub, and let's try to run this. Yeah. Okay, so we get the response code 200, and this is the response we get. Right now, let's copy this response and let's put it in the Notepad++ to better have a look. Yeah. Okay. Let me change this in the JSON format. So let me go to language and convert into a JSON. Yeah, this will look a little better. Yeah. Okay, so you can see selector 1 CID, right? That's 1R ID. If I can go to PingFederate back, go to the selector list. So we have selector 1 CIDR, selector 2 CSA, selector 3 EPAS. Okay, now let's go to the Notepad++. The response we get from by running this Java code. So this is the one item we are getting the ID selector 1 CIDR with the name, then plugin descriptor reference, then it's just giving the com.ping identity PS selector CIDR, CIDR adapter selector location, those things. Okay, so leave those part and let's talk about configuration table, network fields, network range, and this is the value whatever we have there, right? So it's giving the entire thing, last modified. Now we have the another, right? Let's go to this one. Yeah, so we have selector 3 EPA. So we have the selector 2 also. Where is that? 1 second. So if I see the selector 3 EPS, the name is this, plugin and all, leave this part. Name is extend property, value, app authentication level 1. Name is there, enable no match result value, last modified. Okay, here we have the selector 2. So it's basically giving the entire information for that selector, okay, with the ID name, with the type, class, any value there, right? All those things. And there we have the selector 2 CSAS, selector 3 EPS, and selector 1 CIDR, right? So here we have the selector 2 CSAS, which talks about the connection value, right? This is the connection we have there. So yeah, this is the result what we can what we are getting by calling this API, and then you can able to read this response and just extract the value whatever you need. Like, let's say if you just need the ID name with the connection added, right? So you can just grab the ID name and then the value, right? We have any value for this value, as you can see, app authentication level 1, like that, right? So if I can go to the authentication selector 3 EPAS, you can see we have the 3 attributes we are using, right? The composite, HTML, and the HTML form SUPCB. But yeah, we have the extended properties, app authentication level. So if I can go back to this, So the value is app authentication level, and then we have this extended attribute value here. You can see attribute contract, composite, HTML form of OpenDJ, HTML form SUPCV, right? So this is the thing, like, and then you can just read this response and then just present in your portal console, or maybe just whatever you want to do with this information, right? So this is the code for that. Now let's jump to the another example. So you can see, right, for the get method is just like we can just write the same code, updating the API endpoint and then just reading the response. But when we go to the post one, I'll just again go, it will take some time. It will be again long session, but yeah, we can just have understanding how we can just pass those JSON in the Java code, and there are a few other things also we need to know. So we'll discuss again there, right? But yeah, so if you have any question, please put in the comment section, and let's jump to the next one. Thank you.